Okay, so g'day and welcome back to Goomadee's Coins and Banknotes, and today we've got Canadian coins. So Canadian coins are okay as long as you're interested in that stuff, but personally I'm not. I prefer to get Nigerian stuff or Central African states. Even Chile is actually quite nice. I showed those coins before, but when you get a bulk lot, so I've got a bulk lot for all these coins. Here are the other ones. Also got some South African farthings, which we'll go through later on. So not too sure what's in this, but I know the first one is silver. So we'll go through the quarters, and with 25 cents, we'll just see. Okay, 1966. So this is a silver coin. Canada didn't introduce copper nickel or nickel coin, should I say, till 1968. And even then, they had, I think they had two different silver coins and a nickel coin. That I need to look up. So, yes, so this is the last year of 80% silver for this coin. So in 1967, they actually issued a commemorative coin, both in 50% and 80% silver. Then in 1968, they issued this coin in 50% silver. And also in 1968, they issued a nickel coin. So it gets a bit confusing. And this is part of the 65, 66 with the new effigy at the time. That's Arnold Mackin. And the mintage of this coin is $25,600,000, and the silver value in Australia is about $7.22. So that's actually a good pickup. If you get it for 25 cents, well, you pretty much made $7 on it. So when you're in Canada, make sure you look out for these silver coins. Same design as the nickel coins. And the next coin is a nickel coin, and I'm not going to say the mintages because the nickel coins are actually quite common. And you can see the difference between the two metals. The silver goes whitish when it's circulated, and the nickel coin doesn't. Okay, next one, 79. So these coins from the 1970s, you're probably not going to get in this grading. If you get it in change, more than likely they're going to be well circulated. Okay, 2010. So this should be quite a common coin to actually get from in your change. And it's a nickel plated steel, and the last one is a bit 1977. It's going to say 1980s. So we can see the difference between the nickel and the nickel plated steel. So the design doesn't, when you use steel coins, the design doesn't really hold up as much, because steel's a lot harder to actually use as a coinage. And as you can see, there's the two different effigies of Queen Elizabeth II. So that's those coins. Okay, 5-cent coins. So these ones were also nickel. And the reason why these are big is they just followed the United States coin, which they had the 10 cent, 25 cent as a silver coin, and then they changed it over to a large nickel coin. So this one's 1940 with a beaver. Not too sure on the mintage of that one. I'll have a look in a minute. And as you can see, it's George the 6th. So you should still be able to get these in circulation. And these are the smallest coin in circulation now for Canada. 1976, because in 2012 they actually removed their 1-cent coins. 1972, like Australia, you should be able to actually get these and change quite readily. I think those last two are a bit rotated, which is, I find a lot of Canadian coins do with rotation. Yeah, is that one rotated as well? So flip it over there. Might not be. And the last one is a 1998. So that might be, probably still. So they went from nickel to copper nickel to nickel plated steel. So there's those coins. So the mintage for this 1940 is 13,920,000. So that's the highest minted of this series. After this, they actually changed into a 12-sided coin up until 1963 when they changed it back to a round coin. So let's have a look at the other mintage figures for these coins. Okay, so we have 13 million. For 1972, we have 62 million. For 1976, we have 55 million. So that's a high mint coin. 1978, we have 137 million coins. So obviously, it should still be fairly common in circulation. KD 1979 had 186 million, and the 1998 had a 150 million, I believe. Yeah, 156 million. So in 1979, they actually slightly changed the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. They reduced the size, as you can see on this coin, probably because this one they had problems with the larger effigy. And then in 1985, they changed the effigy to this design. Actually, no, 1990. So unlike Australia, they kept this effigy up until 1989, in which they changed it to this horrible one. And who designed that? That person needs to be candled. Dora de Pedley Hunt. So anyway, I think they need some art lessons. So that's those coins. The only one really worth keeping is the 1940. It's well circulated, so only as a space filler. Okay, so these are all nickel coins, and they're all very high mint coins. So in 1968, we have two different mintages, one from Ottawa, one from Philadelphia, about 85, 87 million each, so that's 160, probably 172 million. 1972, 60 million, and the highest minted is 1974 with 210 million. So then you got 1978 with 170 million. So these are very common coins. You should still have no problem actually getting these in circulation. Now the 1979, these ones are high grade, but there's 237 million. 1987, we have, this one's also a high mint coin. We have a mintage of 147 million. And when you get to the 2000s, this is when the numbers just bloom. So 2009, 370 million. And 2012, 334 million. So very common. Shouldn't be hard to get these in circulation. But the numbers have dropped off. So it's only 2022, it's only 100 million coins. Still quite a lot for a population of only 35 million. But because they share a land border with the United States, I would say a lot of these coins actually bleed down into circulation into the United States. Now, there will be some United States coins coming up north. Now, I'm not too sure what percentage actually goes up north or goes down south. But suffice to say, the American economy is bigger, so and the population is 10 times. So a lot more tourists will probably take coinage out of Canada. So there is what I think is happening. In case you're wondering, the boat is the Bluenose from Nova Scotia, and I believe it's a naval ship for training. Germany has one as well. Okay, so when you're looking at the 1968 coin, how you tell the difference between the two mints is the actual reading. So this one has a flat section in between the raised areas. So that is a Philadelphia. And the other coin is a different date, but it's from Ottawa, and the reading should look like this. So if you get a few 1968s, you should be able to actually tell the difference between the two. although they are pretty high mint coins, and the mintage is quite similar. Basically, there shouldn't really be any difference in value. So there is how you tell the two different varieties, and they're varieties because they were intended to be made like that. Errors are not intended to be made. Okay, so as for the 1 cent coins, it's all very common, with the lowest mintage being in 1977, and that has a mintage of 453 million. So that's a very common coin. With the 1980 with 911 million. So basically, all you're looking for in these coins is errors, and this one still has mint luster, but it also has a light wear on the actual coin. So there's nothing special on that. So what we're looking for is any type of error that if we can find it. Now, specifically, probably doubling and die cracks and stuff like that. Oh, this was mint luster. Didn't really circulate even at the time. This coin didn't have really a high value. So nothing on that one. So really these are only face value unless they, how about the A? No, unless the specifically, like MS68 or whatever. And this one, obviously not an error, just this is probably dropped on the ground and it's called roadkill. So it's just been damaged by cars running over it. Another coin mint last year. This probably didn't really see any circulation, but it's quite a nice coin. Obviously it's starting to tone because bronze doesn't like to be kept in this state. Oh, and the KG on this coin is Kruger Grey. He also designed Australia's pre-decimal coins in 1936. And in the errors, the actual toning makes it look like there's an error, but not too sure. Need to check it under a microscope. It's 1980. So this is a reduced weight. Oh yeah, looks like we have doubling on the chin. So just underneath there. So that one's okay. Pretty cool to keep. How about any of the other 1980s? But with 800 million, yeah, it's probably going to be not a scarce error coin to actually get. No, nothing on that. Yeah, looks like there might be slight doubling underneath the chin there. Oh, and we also, looks like we also have doubling on the front of the face. Could be just the light, but might be doubling on the front of the face. But it doesn't show up that good, so obviously probably not really that important. How about the other coin? Did that have doubling on the front of the face? Looks like doubling goes out to there. So I'm not too sure. Need to look into that. Yeah, it looks a bit weird. But the doubling under the chin is definitely legit. The last one is, yeah, nothing. God damn it, give me some stuff. How about the 10 cents? Do we have anything on that? I didn't go through these. So just go through your coins. Just go through quickly. See if you can find anything. But don't worry about the doubling on them. Okay, that one's slightly rotated. Don't worry about doubling on the rim. They're pretty common for coins all over the world. Which doesn't add anything special on the coins. And scratching across the face, that's just post mint damage, which doesn't increase the value of your coins. Okay. No. Still a pretty good one. Hasn't seen that much circulation. So I'm not too sure if someone's actually gone over to Canada, taken these out of circulation, or let's have a look. Or basically, did they buy lots of Canadian coins and just keep them like I'm doing now? So that's interesting. 2009. These probably have a higher standard of mintage, so. And with computers able to detect error coins, these are probably being fished out a lot more, I would say. Okay, nothing there. Okay, basically, yeah, that's it for my Canadian adventures. Now, do I ever want to go to Canada? Yeah, probably not. It's just way too cold a place. But the pièce de la résistance is this silver coin. So, if you're a stacker in Canada, you might as well just stack these and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Anyway, let's say thank you and goodbye.